Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 7.8 Notes. Today we're talking about area applications involving factoring. Our learning target today is to be able to find the dimensions of a square or rectangle given the area. So before we get started learning the new stuff, let's do a little bit of a review. Okay, so let's find the area of we've got a rectangle and then the square by using the formula area equals your base times your height. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I know area equals our base, it doesn't matter which one is which, times your height. Okay? So we know what to do here. Now we're going to distribute. X times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Let's combine our like terms in the middle. And then we get that our area is equal to x squared plus x minus 30. So when we write that, we would write our area as x squared plus x minus 30, and we don't know what we're talking about, so we're going to say units squared. Okay? So now for the next part, it says that the exact area is 6 feet. So if I know that my exact area is 6 feet, I can plug it into this formula and find out exactly what it is. So we're going to plug in a 6. And now we solve. 6 squared is 36 plus 6 minus 30. I don't have a calculator, so I just combined my like terms, which was 42. 42 minus 30 is 12. And feet squared, since we're talking about area. Okay? Now we've got a square. Okay, all 4 sides are the same. And remember that the area of a square is the base times the height. Well, what's that other missing side? It's 2w minus 1. So 2w minus 1 times 2w minus 1. Let's go ahead and distribute. 2 times 2, we get 4w squared minus 2w minus 2w, and then a negative times a negative is a positive 1. Let's combine our like terms, and we get that the area equals 4w squared minus 4w plus 1. So we would just write that down. And once again, it's units squared. Okay, this time when we have to plug it in the exact number, they're saying that the area, if W equals 4 centimeters. So we have 4W squared minus 4W plus 1, and now we're plugging in a 4. Order of operations say we have to do exponents first. 4 squared is 16. And now let's multiply. 4 times 16 is 64 minus 16 plus 1. And then when you combine all of that together, you should get 49 centimeters squared. Okay? All right. So what's new is now we're going to find the dimensions of a square or rectangle with the given area. Okay? And what is the area, you asked? It is the length of the base and the length of the height. Okay, so the length of the base and the length of the height. Pause the video if you need to keep writing that down. So it tells us to find the dimensions of the below if the area is 2n squared plus 7n minus 15. So I got to figure out what those two sides are, which mean I need to factor this. Okay, so I'm going to write a little note that we are going to factor. So I'm going to write it down, the 2n squared plus 7n minus 15. So is there a GCF? Nope. So 2 times 15 is 30. The multiples of 30 are the factors of 30 are 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. And in there, we're looking for numbers that multiply to get to negative 30, but add to get to positive 7. Does anyone know what their set of numbers is? You should be saying, Mr. Grice, it's 3 and 10, and the 3 is negative. Yay, it works out for both of those. Okay, so we're going to split the middle term, 2n squared minus 3n plus 10n minus 15. Make sure this other stuff doesn't get in my way. So, split. What's the GCF of the first group? We can only take out an n, so my GCF comes out front, and we're left with 2n minus 3. And the GCF of the back is a positive 5. And after we factor that, we're left with 2n minus 3. And if you look, we did it correct because those two match. So our answer is 2n minus 3 and n plus 5. Now, which one's the base and which one's the height? It doesn't matter. Okay? So one side is 2n minus 3 units, and the other is n plus 5 units. Okay? You can pick whichever one. It doesn't really matter. But the next part says, using the dimensions you found in part A, find the actual dimensions if n equals 10. So the only thing that matters now is that if this is my base, I have to make sure that answer matches up and this answer matches up. Okay, so this is where I'm doing the 2n minus 3, and this is where we're doing the n plus 5. Okay, and for both of these, we're plugging in 10. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 minus 3 is 17. And then 10 plus 5 is 15. And don't forget to label. It's 15 centimeters and 17 centimeters. Okay? All right, let's flip it over. So find the dimensions of the figure below if its area is y squared minus 25. So my area equals y squared minus 25. Now the first thing we always want to ask ourselves, is there a GCF? Well, is there? No. Okay. Is it a trinomial or a binomial? It's a binomial. It's a quadratic binomial because the highest exponent is 2 and there are 2 terms. Is it subtraction? Yes, that's good. And can I square root both sides? I sure can. And so when we square root both sides, the square root of y squared is y. One's plus and one's minus, and then the square root of 25 is 5. So remember, it doesn't matter which one is which. So y plus 5 units, and then my other one is y minus 5 units. Okay, so the next problem, they're telling me that y equals 11. So for my base, and then height, okay? So we have 11 plus 5, and then we have 11 minus 5. So our base would be 16 centimeters, and then our height would be 11 minus 5, which is 6 centimeters. Okay, so remember we get 16 right there, and then that would be 6. Okay, let's move on. Example number 3, find the dimensions by using the figure below if the area is 7x squared minus 23x minus 20. Okay, so is there a GCF? Nope. So we're going to multiply 7 times 20, which is 140. And we want ones that add up to or multiply to get to negative 140 and add to get to negative 23. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video and see if you can do all that on your own. Good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten 5 and negative 28. So I'm going to split the middle term of 7x squared plus 5x minus 28x minus 20. I'm going to draw the line. And the GCF of the front group, the only thing that I can take out is an x. So my x comes out front, and we're left with 7x plus 5. Okay, now the GCF in the back, my GCF, my leading coefficient is negative. So my GCF is negative, and then the only number that goes into both 28 and 20 is 4. Negative 28 divided by negative 4 is positive 7, and the x comes down. Negative 20 divided by negative 4 is positive 5. And that's good because if you notice, those two match. So our two binomials are 7x plus 5 and x minus 4. So our base, remember, it doesn't matter which one is which, 7x plus 5 units and x minus 4 units. Okay, so you guys are in charge of this part, finding the base and finding the height. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can do that all on your own. Good luck. Okay, so you should get 40 feet and 1 feet. Remember, it doesn't matter if your base and height are flipped because might be like, Mr. Grice, you said the height is 1 and this is 40. That doesn't make sense. Well, you know, you could also flip it the other way around and say that this is 1 and that's 40. So since you can flip it either way, it really doesn't matter which side you put as which, okay? All right, and example number 4. Once again, find the dimensions of the area below. So if the area is 4m squared plus 4m plus 1, first thing you always ask yourself, is there a GCF? And there's not. So I want you guys to do this whole thing by yourself, okay? I'm not even gonna give you a little clue. See if you can factor it completely, on your own. Okay, pause the video and good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten both the base and the height is 2m plus 1. And why are they both the same? What shape do we have? We have a square, guys. If we have a square, all sides are the same in a square. Okay, so since they're both the same, I'm going to be lazy over here, and I'm only going to do this once. Okay, we have 2m plus 1, and we're plugging in 3. 2 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 inches and 7 inches. All right, guys, well, that's the end of our notes today. Now, if you have any questions or need extra assistance, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. This is going to be the last section before our test. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing the next couple days. If there's anything you guys don't remember, come in for help. Okay, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 7.8 Notes. Thanks for watching.